Last game we're going to talk about is Orleans, or Orleans. We want to be American.
America. Use them all.
Yeah. So Orleans, I mean, it's a bag building game where you've got all these spaces on the main board. Not spaces. You got spaces on a player board in front of you that you're trying to do, like worker placement style. But in order to do each space, you got to have a certain combination of guys, right? So you pull from your bag, and you might have like, I don't know, what is it?
There was a farmer, a knight.
Yeah. I'm going to call them by colors.
Okay.
So if you had like, white and a blue and a black or something, you could do a specific action. You just moved them onto you had a little board, the little line at the bottom where you would place them out when you draw them, sort of like your hand of cards,
Right.
But obviously you don't want to have them in your hand, so you just put them on your board down there. And then you shift them up onto the spaces that you wanted them to take. And then after every player's done that, then in turn order, you would do one action, and then everybody would do their first action and then their second action, and sometimes you'd have to pass because you didn't have any more actions to do, or you just want to pass anyway. And the good news about that is it's one of those things where like I never felt cheated out of anything. Later in the game maybe, because
if it run out of guys to take.
Yeah, because most of the actions you're taking are just getting you more guys to put in your bag.
Right.
But there's a limited supply, and there's not enough for everyone.
Right.
And what really interesting is each one of those spaces, not only do you get a guy, but let's say the knight. You get a new knight, right? And you move up your little cube on that track, and as it goes up, it gives you more draws from your bag. One of the other guys was the fisherman. As you went up, he would give you coins. Coins basically are victory points, but you need them for some of the events that would happen, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then some of the other guys, there's a farmer track where whoever's farthest up on that, every time you move, you get a different trade good that are worth 1 to 5 victory points. And, you'd also get a coin for being farthest ahead, or lose a coin for being farthest behind. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward game. I think it's more intimidating when you put it on the board and everything than it actually is.
There's a ton of pieces.
There's a lot of stuff. And for me, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I like the, first off, anything that has a bag that you put stuff in it, you randomly draw from, I'm a fan.
Right.
That's just like one of my mechanisms that I really love, except for other than push of luck. I really like that aspect too. And I don't know, what are your initial thoughts of this game?
It was, like I said, I guess you'd call it like a ladder game where you got to get the lower rung of guys to progress and get, because you start out with, like a farmer and a lot of basic guys. Yeah, you start with your basic guys, and then obviously you can combine the basic guys to get a little bit better guy, and then you'll need the little bit better guy along with the basic guy to get a really good guy, as you go up this ladder thing. So, and there's that ladder build to it, and then also to get the actions to perform with the different guys. I don't know. It seemed very involved, in which it was, but it was easy to grab. Like I almost think I could play that with my kids.
Yeah, it was very simple in idea.
Yeah,
and there's another section of the board where some of the actions you can take move around your piece on the board, from city to city. And then as you move across from city to city, you can pick up trade goods. And that's another way to get victory points, basically.
Right.
And then you can build trading posts there. And at the end, you get points based on how far on the development track you are. And the development track is just another color that you do and move that guy. I think it's a scholar or something.
Right.
You move him up on the board, and he gives you something. And then you, as you go up on the development track, you pass through like these victory point stars. And they say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what that does is all your trading posts and all your citizens at the end of the game will be worth that many points apiece. So the citizens, that was a cool mechanism right there, is that citizens are placed randomly on different spots. And as you pass by them, the first person to get it gets it. And then no one else gets it, because they're gone.
Right.
They're physical pieces you pick up, not just the little space that says first person here. On top of that, those citizens markers are on the other board on the left, which as you thin your bag, there's an action you can take normally where you just put 1 to 2 pieces there. And then if you take that action, you place those on that board over there, and it permanently removes them from your bag and, what you're going to draw in the future. And whoever completes that line of guys, like say one of the things on that board, there's like, I think there's like 8 different things. Each one has like maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 guys that can be placed there, and they have to be those specific guys. There's some wilds and stuff. You can't do that. They have to go on a specific color. And as it gets full, you get that citizen token. But as you place guys there, you also get a bonus as well. So placing the guy there might give you 1, 2, 3 coins or whatever, or it can give you development points that you can raise up on that track and stuff. So a lot of cool things going on. And I think there's multiple ways to victory on this, because
that's what I was going to say. I haven't played it enough to see, but it seems like with the citizens, you want to be first in certain areas, but it benefits you. You just want to be first in a few things. You know, it's not like you got to be first in everything to do well in that game. Just pick like a few things, and I'm going to go this route. Like maybe you just want to move around on the one board and drop posts down and collect agriculture tokens or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way you want to win. Maybe you want to use the farmer a lot to get a lot. You know, I don't know. It just seemed like there was a lot of different ways and angles you could attack that game. And, of course, it's all about optimizing what guys you're giving on your draw. But,
yeah,
I mean,
that is interesting, because, like, you need more of the guy, but you don't want to go – if you go too far with one guy, then that's all you're drawing.
Right.
And so, like, you got to get rid of them and stuff. And I think it's pretty cool. Like, the time we played it with you, you know, I almost didn't even focus on moving my guy around on that in the city track at all. Like, when you're moving around from city to city to collect goods and stuff, I was literally – there's another guy you can buy that will give you – there's this deck of tiles that will give you extra actions permanently. You know, another spot on your board, essentially. And I had one where you could put 2 guys on it, 2 specific guys, you know, and get the highest point value item, which is a 5-point trade good tapestry thing. And I was just doing that like every round. And so I'm getting a lot of points there. So I think it's one of those games where you almost have to know how many points you need to be getting each round or something.
Possible. Yeah. The gears are cool on it, though.
The gears are really cool. So you want to explain those?
It's just a gear. It pretty much permanently takes up a spot for a person. You don't ever have to draw a person to get to finish that spot. So if there's 3 guys, you plop a gear down. Now you only takes the 2 guys you didn't cover up.
You're like, hey, I haven't been buying brown guys the whole game.
Right.
You know, I'm going to cover that spot up, and now I need the other 2 requirements.
Yeah, it's a pretty balling mechanism. So
yeah, I like that a lot. So, well, you know, they actually have a deluxe version of this game, which comes with crazy amounts of components. And I asked this to Eric and some other guys, you know, do you think it would be necessary? Like, compared to, I mean, obviously we haven't played it with the deluxe version. And then all the deluxe version is, in this game, all the pieces are chits, right? So real thick, I think 2mm chits.
Right.
Little circles. But the deluxe version comes with discs, like wooden discs with stickers on them, which I think you have to put all the stickers on them, but whatever. Do you think that would be necessary? It'd feel good.
It'd be impressive. I don't think it's necessary. I almost wonder if it'd be too much. It might be too bulky or something. You know, it seems like.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. I can take it or leave it. If I would have bought it first, cool. But I'm not going to upgrade to it.
Right.
Unless maybe they come out with an upgrade pack or something.
I mean, if the components in the base game were so awful.
Yeah.
If
they were Puerto Rico quality.
Yeah. If they were that bad, I could see it. But I mean, the game's fine. I think everything's pretty thick, you know, and.
Yeah.
Unless you're worried that they'll wear out over time. I guess they are wood in the other one.
Yeah.
They might hold up longer, but I mean, are you really going to play it that much?
Some people, I guess, yeah, but for us, it's probably not necessary.
Right.